This isn't a waiting shelter. You can't loiter here. Leave!
The voice cut sharply through the quiet maternity hallway. It was 3:07 a.m. A young nurse, fresh out of nursing school, 23, crisp uniform, eager, overconfident. She walked toward the old man standing in the corner near delivery room 3, 72 years old, thin frame, gray hair, worn brown coat, shoes faded from years of use. He stood silently, staring at the floor. "This isn't a waiting shelter," she snapped. "You can't loiter here. Leave." A few senior nurses looked up from the station. They recognized him. They hesitated. "I'll only be a minute," the old man replied gently. "I said leave, now." Her voice echoed down the sterile hallway. The old man lowered his eyes and slowly stepped back. Then the alarm exploded. Code blue, delivery room 3, the same room beside them. The nurse froze for half a second, then rushed in. Inside, a young mother was crashing, blood pressure plummeting, severe bleeding, heart rate unstable. The machine screamed. It was her first real emergency without direct supervision. Her hands trembled as she reached for the instruments. The room blurred. She hesitated, just 1 second. But in emergencies, 1 second can change everything. Then, a steady voice behind her. "Clamp higher, now!" She turned. The old man. "What are you doing in here? Get out!" "Clamp higher," he repeated firmly. "You're losing her." There was something different in his tone now, commanding, precise, instinctive. She swallowed her pride, adjusted. The bleeding slowed. Seconds later, the senior obstetrician rushed in and took control. Orders were shouted, medications administered, pressure applied. After tense minutes, the mother stabilized, and then a newborn's cry filled the room. The entire team exhaled. When the nurse looked back, the old man was gone. An hour later, she stormed into the administrative office. "That man interfered in a live procedure. He shouldn't even be allowed in the building." The senior doctor who had led the emergency stood there. So did 2 long-time nurses. The room went very quiet. "Which man?" the doctor asked calmly. "The old one in the brown coat. He looks homeless." A silence fell heavier than before. The doctor studied her, then turned to the others. "Call everyone from the night shift in here." Within minutes, the small staff room was filled. Nurses, residents, security. The doctor faced them all. "Young lady," he said gently, "do you know who that man is?" She crossed her arms. "No, and I don't care." The doctor took a slow breath. "That is Dr. Elias Monroe." The room stilled. "He founded this hospital 32 years ago." Her confidence faltered. After his wife died during childbirth in delivery room 3, he bought this hospital. Her eyes widened. The doctor continued. "They were expecting their first child. Complications happened fast. She hemorrhaged before we could save her." Silence swallowed the room. He stood in that exact corner when they told her she was gone. The nurse's throat tightened. "He rebuilt the entire maternity wing," the doctor said quietly, "named it after her, dedicated every department to maternal safety. He poured his entire fortune into emergency response so no husband would ever hear the silence he heard that night." The senior nurse added softly, "He comes back every year on the anniversary, same day, same time, same spot." The doctor looked directly at the young nurse, not as an owner, not as a billionaire, as a husband. The weight of it crushed the air. "And tonight," the doctor added, "even after he guided you through that emergency when you hesitated, you humiliated him in the place where he lost everything." Some of the older nurses wiped tears from their eyes. Security footage replayed her voice, echoing down the hall. "This isn't a waiting shelter." By morning, administration made a decision. Her contract was terminated, not for clinical error, but for lack of compassion, because skill can be trained, but humanity cannot be optional. That night, the old man returned quietly. No cameras, no announcement. He stood in the corner of delivery room 3, placed a single white rose on the floor, rested his hand gently against the wall. He didn't know about the nurse. He didn't ask. He wasn't there as a founder. He wasn't there as a doctor. He was just a husband, standing in the last place he saw her alive. Sometimes the most powerful person in the room is the one carrying the deepest loss. And sometimes the real test in medicine is not how fast you react, but how gently you treat a stranger. If this touched you, drop a heart and follow for stories that stay with you.